Thousands of families across the country heavily depend on school lunches to feed their kids. And as the aging process tells us, what you eat does matter. Joining us this morning is certified culinary expert BreAnna here to tell us about easy summer meals for kids and how they can get more involved in the kitchen. I'm sure some moms' ears just perked up with that one. Kids getting involved, I get some help.
Right.
So starting off during the summer, we often neglect nutritional health and we tend to eat more junk food or whatever we see first. So what tips do you have for us, and why is it important to make sure we're fueling our bodies properly year round?
Yes, so it's so important for us to focus on nutrition, especially at home with our kids. One of the things that we touch on is nutritional content that you can do at home with your kids in terms of cooking in the kitchen with them. So what we do at our school sites is we focus on getting the kids involved in the kitchen with our chefs, so they get to help the actual chefs cook the meals on site. Also with the parents, a lot of things that we tell them to do is make it fun, right? So one of the things you can do, instead of doing the traditional popsicles, you can put vegetable juice inside of the popsicle molds, and so that way the kids don't even know they're actually intaking a vegetable for the day.
Oh, okay. That's a trick for sure.
Yes.
You wouldn't have the vegetable taste, do you think, or do you add something to it?
We actually add stuff to it. So for example, we may have a little kiwi just to bring out that pop of flavor, but it's still healthy.
That's smart. That's smart. Trick them, because you got to trick them sometimes.
Yes.
Okay, so what are some simple everyday meals families can incorporate into their summertime meals?
Yes, something that's easy for a lot of parents will be just the traditional Lunchables. You can make your own bento boxes, like your crackers, your turkey, your cheese, but you can pair it with traditional fruits or seasonal fruit options. And so that's what we do with our kids. Also, the turkey tortilla wraps, that's something that's popular. So instead of doing your traditional sandwich, you use a tortilla wrap, and every kid loves ranch, right? You can drizzle ranch on top of it, and you can add a different protein option just to make it fun and different.
Okay, so I noticed you keep saying we. Tell me a little bit about your business and what it is that you do in these schools.
Yes, so our company is Feed Wells. What we do is we go nationwide to schools, and we primarily focus on charter schools. We feed them breakfast, lunch, snack, and supper. And the primary goal is to offer better quality meals to those schools. As we know, food insecurity is really high in a lot of cities, and so what we want to do is serve as a resource for a lot of schools nationwide.
So why start off with charter schools?
Yes, it's really because charter schools, they can actually make their own say in terms of what food vendor they want to use. So our focus is charter schools, private schools, and our goal long term is to go inside of the public school sector.
That was another question I was leading to. With another school provider, can you both be in a school together, or will they have to choose which vendor they want to go with?
Yes, they do have to choose which vendor they want to go with. We have seen some scenarios where they will actually use a breakfast vendor and then a supper vendor in the evening. That is an option, and we're open to that as well because it's so many kids to feed.
Yeah, right. And tell me about how you're getting them in the kitchen at the schools. What does that look like for them?
That's so exciting. So what we do is we have kids, we give them their own little chef coat, their chef hat, and so what they do is they go into what we call like their own discovery kitchen, and they get to make different recipes with our cooks inside the kitchens, and they can serve it to the students. We also focus on farming on campus, so we have our farmers come out to the campus as well, and they get to grow crops, and they get to actually produce that on site as well. So it's just a way so they can get natural foods, whole grain, non-pesticides, non-GMO.
So this is kind of like a class.
Yes.
Nice. So what is it that you hope they take home? Because sometimes kids end up educating the parents. As much as we try to educate parents to educate the kids, it kind of goes both ways. So what are some things that you're hoping the kids are taking home and teaching to their parents that the parents should really be listening to?
Yes, good question. Primarily is so food can be used as medicine. We try to teach that to our students. A lot of things like your chronic illnesses can be prevented early on if you just know what to do, and it's a lot of times based on your diet and what you're putting inside of your body. And so that's why we try to grow our crops naturally. We bring it to the kids at an early age, and we teach them the colors of the food. When you're on your plate, you want to make sure you have majority vegetables, majority of your fruits, right? And then that goes into your body. That's going to dictate what they do in the classroom, because it's hard to educate a hungry child. Right?
Isn't that the truth? Really quickly, before we run out of time, I do want to hear about how your company is is expanding.
Yes, so we are actually expanding across the nation. Our plans are to expand in Illinois as well, hopefully next year. We know there is a need for food services here at the local schools, and so our goal is just to serve as another resource to our children, just to provide high quality meals long term.
Oh, well, best of luck in your expansion. BreAnna Boyd, thank you so much for coming in and educating our viewers. We have some information up on your screen about FeedWells. It's based out of Memphis, but as you heard, they're expanding hopefully to Illinois as early as next year. You can check them out online at feedwells.com. And of course, all of this will be on our website with this interview once it's posted later on today at 25newsnow.com. Thank you so much for coming in.
I appreciate you.
You too. Stick with us, guys. We'll be back after the break.